When I first learned about the fact that you can like produce music for TV and film and you don't have to be known or have credits or special connections just off rip in order to to get started in this, I made a lot of mistakes, and these mistakes ended up honestly costing me money because it delayed my progress. If I wouldn't have made these mistakes, I would have been able to get sync publishing deals faster. I would have been able to get placements faster, and I just would have avoided like a lot of time consuming and costly mistakes. And I probably would have a a larger catalog of music working for me. And it costed me money. So when I first learned about it, I made the mistake of being eager, being super excited, and just jumping in, like just jump in. And I get it. Like a lot of producers do the same thing, especially when you learn about something. If you're an action taker, like I am, I learn about something and then I just want to take action. I want to apply it. But the thing is, I didn't really know the right steps to take because, I didn't take the extra time to do a little bit of research, you know what I mean? And figure out, okay, how should I approach this? Is there a best way? Is there a bad way? Is there a better way? Like, what's the way? I just jumped in. I was just like, yo, I have music. I'm going to submit it. Let me just find companies and just toss music at them. And that was a huge mistake because I did not do prior research. I just hopped on there. First email I seen, boom. First number I seen, I was calling the number. Didn't make a ton of progress, right? So after doing that for so long, you'll start to get discouraged because you're wondering why nobody's hitting you back. You're just like, yo, I know they have music. They represent music for TV and film. I hear that there's a need for this and they'll work with independent producers like myself, but nobody's hitting me back and I don't know why. And then you start to go through, I started to go through this whole starting to just self-doubt. Well, maybe my music's not good enough. Maybe I submitted the wrong style of music. Maybe the mix needs some work. Maybe they didn't get the email. Maybe I should hit them up again. And then that turns into a whole thing. So one thing I learned just through trial and error was to just take a little bit of time and do some research first before submitting. And it doesn't even matter who you're submitting to. This could work for artists. This can work for, production music companies. This can work for music supervisors, anybody. Taking a little bit of time to do research would have definitely yielded better results. And I feel like I know other producers make this same mistake when they first hear about sync. They get excited. They hear, submit to these companies. They may even find some companies to submit to, and then they just flood them without doing that prior research. So what does that research look like? Matter of fact, here, I'll show you. Got lights falling and whatnot. So I'll give you an example of a publishing company, right? Let me see. Of a website. So here I don't know the best way to show this to you. So here we got a website, right? Yeah, I'm blocking. Listen, you should stay there. Don't move. So if you scroll to the bottom of this website, right? This is what is this? West1music.com. They're a production music company, sync publisher, whatever. You scroll to the bottom of this website. Matter of fact, let me pull the camera up over here so you can see this. All right, so as you can see here, this is a publisher that you can submit to for free. You don't have to pay, any like submission fees and any of that, man. Like, listen, if your music works, you can join us. So right here it says join our composer community. So you tap on that. And this is just the research. Like a lot of people just go to the website, they'll go straight to contact us. And this is the mistake I made. And then they'll email this address right here, or they'll call this phone number right here if they're in the same country or whatever, or they'll send a message through here. And that's not the right way. Like, this is a last resort. Like, if I can't find specific information for composers or producers or writers, however they want to phrase it on their website, this is last resort. But first, what you want to do, you want to go to the website. And usually, if it's not here, it's usually all the way at the bottom of the page. So if we scroll all the way at the bottom, you see support, you go down, join our composer community. You want to look for something that's just specifically for composers so you can get information on their submission process. So here, if you just read, they give you all the information on how to pitch your music. This was the mistake I made starting out. I didn't take the time to go through the website and find this information, because this is how you avoid annoying the life out of the company because you didn't follow directions. All the directions are in this section, right? So if you're hitting them up on their contact us page and they're like, you're like, hey, you're asking questions that they already answered on this page, or you're submitting something that they explicitly said don't do on this page, they're going to know this person's not good at following instructions. This person's not good at researching and finding the answers themselves. So they're probably not going to open your email. They're probably not going to listen to your music. You're probably not going to get a publishing deal, and then you won't get any placements, which is the mistake I made. I want you to avoid that mistake. So if you go through this page and you just read through, you learn some information about how to pitch your music. You learn who they are, how long they've been around, so you can tell if they're a reputable company. And you can even see some of their past work to see, have they placed music on shows that would align with the type of music that you do. And just doing that little bit of research alone will take you a long way, because it shows you just know how to follow instructions. And then if you notice, once you click on the actual the contact us on the actual website, it actually leads you to a completely different email address than the one on the standard contact us page. So you're going to save everybody's time. You're going to create less headaches by just looking for this specific information first. And this is just one example. Like, there's a bunch of other companies like this. If you want to learn how to find them and how to avoid other mistakes that I made, download my free Sync Producer Quick Start Guide. The link is in the description. I'll also pin it in the comments. But that's an example of how to avoid common mistakes. And like, more than not, producers make this mistake all the time. I understand we get excited and, we just want to show how eager we are to work. And a lot of us can do the work, but you don't even get to the work if you don't follow instructions, right? If you can't get your foot in the door because you didn't read, or you didn't take the time to research, then you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, because the producers who are going to take that extra time to go through a website like this, and submit through the proper channels, and submit the way that the company is being asked to submit, because that varies as well. Like, every company doesn't want music the same way. Some companies may say, hey, send me a WeTransfer link. Some other ones may say, email us a streaming link. Some others may say, hey, drop it in our Disco account, to where, it sends it to their Disco inbox, which is basically another like file management service. But every company takes music in different ways, and you want to make sure you're figuring out what that way is, so that your music actually gets heard, so that you can eventually get to the next step, which is hopefully signing some music to that publisher, and then that publisher placing that music for you. So this was one of the mistakes that was just costing me money. There's other ones I made. Like I said, I put them in the guide to walk you through the steps, so you can avoid a lot of those same mistakes. And hopefully it won't cost you as much time and as much money. And hopefully that helps you to be able to see like what that looks like. Now, every site, it may not be laid out like that. You got to take the time to go through the site, figure out if, where that information is. But that's what you want to look for. And once I learned that, I started seeing more results in this space. I started getting more licensing deals, starting getting more placements, because every step of this process, just the licensing process, man, is just following a bunch of instructions. So you have to be able to do that in order to really see success in this space. And just in life, like, listen, if you can't follow instructions with anything, like, you can't even properly bake a cake. Like, if you can't follow instructions. So learn how to follow instructions, and you'll be ahead of like 98% of the people who just don't, for whatever reason. So hopefully that was helpful. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.